Hey everybody, Bill in Iowa, at least for a while. Just another part two of my oh my, what did Bill buy? I bought this actually in March. This was from a Michaels that was going out of business. And this was from Richmond, Virginia. So I went, when I was back there in March, doing taxes and different things. And I stopped in, so I got a bunch of tree building material and some artist paintbrush, a little paint pan, some other things that I can use to make trees. Most of this material here would be for bigger trees. I can get this in Thailand, so I can do my small trees there. Other stuff I've got is, went to Ace Hardware. I've been going to there to get like paint and other things for the house. They have the natural air furnace filter material. I know I used to plug it and it was from like Home Depot or Lowe's. I don't know that they carry it anymore, but Ace Hardware does. So this is the stuff that I use to build my trees in HO and O scale, as well as I can make some small trees in N scale using this material. Really good stuff. Over here, things that I bought, I did go back and I bought the rest of what they had from the Micromark stuff for the Rustall, weathering solutions, blacken it. I bought more of that. Some other materials for scenic materials that I've got down in the box that's gonna go overseas with me. Did get a nice O-scale turntable. This was on one of their shows a few weeks back. And they noted it was for like local pickup only, because trying to ship it would be next to impossible without breaking it. And then they also found the control kit for it. So I ended up getting it, sent me back a few $100s, but this will go on the O-scale layout. And then today, I just got back home. This is everything I brought back with me for today. Last week when I was there, they had a like a N-scale collection that had just come in. So I got to root through the boxes. Carol and company had not even had a chance to put prices on anything yet. So they gave me a box and I just started loading it up, and Carol helped me load up as I found different things. So this was from a different thing. I just got this today, like bunch of scenic materials, almost no cost. Nice. I got some more HO scale Shahanahara, code 70 turnouts and crossovers. I can use those on the next HO scale build that I'm going to do. Bag of scenic material, more scenic material, more scenic material. Tree kits that would be perfect for N scale, and I can use those as filler with my scratch built trees. So these I'm going to do. More scenic material, cork, more scenic material. Weathering powders, more weathering powders, strip wood, more strip wood, plastruck, styrene, different things over here, O-scale power pole kit, N-scale, stuff that I'm going to take back with me. There is some Bar Mills stuff in here. There's some Campbell's stuff that's in here, some Walthers, and this one says styrene kit bash. I've got to open it up, but there's a bunch of stuff sealed in the bag yet, so there might actually be that building. I'm not sure. City water tower, tunnel portals, other kits that are down here, cars and vehicles, just a variety of different things. A lot of this stuff is going to stay here, but anything that I can get into the suitcase for N scale is going to go. And I think I'll be able to get most everything in there that I am wanting. These over here I also got today. I'd been looking at them for quite a while. I asked Carol what she wanted for a price. A lot of paints that are in here. Nothing is like completely dried out. Got to mix it, but I should be able to get most of this back in usable condition. So I was quite happy with that. I got this at a pretty good price for all of those paint bottles. And again, nothing in there is completely toast. I'm able to recover almost everything in there. So I'm a happy camper. I've got a lot of good stuff. I've got to put it away. I'm going to see what I can get into the suitcase. So that'll be the next piece on this video, is what I'm able to pack and take back with me. The rest of it will get put away and put into storage. You know, I've still got a lot of room in this closet for different things. I've got a fair amount of models in here already in O scale. I got a bunch of HO down on the bottom, but focus camera, there we go. So I'll show you that, and we'll keep this one short. But the video series on the Thailand build should resume with a bang pretty fast in the next few weeks as I get back, get settled, get adjusted to the time, and get started again. So I've got pretty much everything that I wanted to bring in 2 suitcases. So I did look at my ticket, and I can have 1 carry-on and 2 checked baggage. So I pulled out larger of my old carry-ons and filled it up. N-scale stuff in there, mostly woodland scenic stuff in there, and then those 2 nice bridge kits, and then over here just a lot of N-scale things. So I still have room for a few odds and ends. I can put a couple of shirts, I can put, you know, toiletries, whatnot, and I'll still have my computer bag where I can carry some things. So I think I'm in good shape. I made a pretty good dent in the pile, as well as that box. I'm still going to get a small baggie and I'll put that in there because that's got trucks and cars that are N-scale. Rest of the scenic materials are stuff I hadn't planned on using on the N-scale layout. I can use on the HO scale. Got most of the tunnel portals in. That's a plaster one. I'll leave that here. I actually have some plaster ones already in Thailand in my shop desk there. So I am a happy camper. I've got everything in here. Weight is not an issue. I'll see what else I need to pack as the days get closer, but I think I'm good. Now I can clean up the rest of this and be all set. So this will do it for this video. I'll keep this one on the short side. I am out in the big garage, which still does not have electricity. I went to a local company, asked them to give me a quote. Guy said that he'd be around and give me one within a few days. It's been a couple of weeks, so definitely not gonna go with that company here. I'll get somebody else to give me a quote. I might talk to somebody yet before I take off. But N scale, just where I put it a year ago. HO scale, where I put it a year ago. You can see some tracks over there. So what I will do in the future, and I'm hoping that future will be next year, we'll see, is I've measured out here so I can put my HO scale like right here and run it this way. So, you know, 4 foot coming back towards me, 16 feet. The garage is big enough that I can separate the 2 sections like I've been talking, so that I've got one that's, you know, 4x8 running this way. I can have a gap, and then the other 4x8 runs this way. I can have the next third 4x8 go that direction out into the room more. Could even potentially do more around that. You know, I'll just kind of wait and see. The N scale layout easily can go this way. I've got actually plenty of space out here, even though it's kind of full right now with all sorts of things. But I will hopefully, again in the near future, put a partition up just on that side of the door, run it this way, door coming into the garage, and then sort of sealed up to the back wall so that I can have a decent size but narrow workshop for woodworking. You know, I've got my Shopsmith Mark V sitting over there. That's all I really need. And then portable tools. So if I can get something that's isolated over there so that I'm not getting dust over here, you know, I can have a nice little work area there. I can have plenty of shelves, pegboard, whatnot to have my stuff up. And I will insulate the walls is what I'm planning on after the electricity's in. I will probably drop insulation bats up here and then like OSB for a ceiling. Lights, you know, I've got plans to make this a all year round room. Can put in heater, air conditioning, you know, so I just need to get the electricity in, and I need to be here to, for that to happen. So probably not going to happen until next year at the earliest. We'll kind of see how that plays out, but that gives you an idea of what I'm going to do out here. You know, I'll be able to have areas along the wall or along the wall between train area and shop area, where I can have a little workshop out here for these layouts. I'm building, you know, the workspace down in the basement for the ON30 layout. Lots of options to do, and I've got plenty of train stuff. So train, 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 train. Train, 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 train. Let's see here. Train, 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 train. More train stuff, more train stuff, more train stuff, more train stuff. I've got plenty to keep me busy for a long period of time. And my helper who's laying down on the job. But anyway, that's going to be it. Next video will be after I get back into Thailand. And I open up the suitcases and then sort of have everything out and show you what all I did bring. You just kind of saw what I packed, but I didn't show you exactly what all I did put in. So that'll be on the next video. So with that, keep having fun on your layouts. Until next time. Well, like many of my videos, I have a tag-on piece of video. While I was out in the garage, I got thinking, you know, I've got a lot of paints. Quite a few of them are water-based. Last year, you know, it was winter and cold. This winter, who knows? The garage is not heated, as discussed in the previous segment. So I rooted through boxes and I found my paints and stains and other things model railroad related. Brought them in, just put them on the shelf. Also some of my spray paint or airbrush stuff, not used one of these days. Also hung up a lot of my little strip wood that I got in a bulk purchase from Caboose Stop Hobbes a while back. Also offloaded a few tools and some other things and some O-scale odds and ends that I had, and added a few more O-scale things over here, as well as purchases from Michael's when they went out of business. I put all of that stuff up here for tree making supplies. Not necessarily its final resting place for any of this, as I'm going to build a craft area, not in this room, but let me kind of bring us around here. So this is an area where I put in some LED lighting. You can see the old tile just stops there, and focus. There we go, stupid thing. And now it's not going to focus again. I'll keep it up higher. I want to build a work center right here where I'll have a big open work area and then shelves off on the sides, and you know, some storage underneath, and then I can do modeling here. I can even add more LED lighting up in that area. Boy, this camera is just funky for focusing. So that's another future project, but I will be able to do a lot down here for model railroading that will encompass both the O scale, the HO, and the N. And who knows, in the future, I honestly would like to do Z scale, you know, a small Z scale layout. Don't think that I would ever get into G scale, but you never know. You just never know. So with that, that is going to end it for this one. So keep having fun on your layouts. Until next time.